I've been racking my brains recently on what to make of Octopath Traveller II. I've not played the first one. I haven't played many RPGs kind of in this vein for a long time. I'm trying to think what the last one was. Perhaps Persona 5 on an afternoon where I was looking for something new to play and didn't really kind of gel with it. And before that, I mean, Final Fantasy X, 9 and 8 were kind of highlights for me over the years. Aside from some forays into the genre way back when on my Gameboy Advanced, I think it would have been, with things like Breath of Fire and Golden Sun. Well, it's been a long time, and I was in between games, and I wasn't really sure what to kind of go for. I wanted something with a controller and a casual vibe on my Steam Deck, to be fair. It was the predominant place I kind of bought this. And kind of fell into this, not really sure what this was even kind of containing and whether or not I'd enjoy it, but I'm pleasantly surprised so far. And I think there's a couple videos kind of in this that I want to kind of spend time thinking about. This one is all about kind of just initial thoughts and ramblings, I suppose. There's no script. I'm not reading off kind of a pre-curated kind of overview on what I think. It's not supposed to be kind of a review. It's just kind of some initial thoughts on what this kind of charming game is all about for me. And I think the thing that stands out the most so far has been how well written the characters are. They've each got their own nuances, their own goals, their own personalities, their own stories. A couple are a little similar, I suppose, dependent on whether or not you see it like that. But for me, they're some of the best characters that I've actually encountered in a video game for a long time. And they've all got their own motives, and they all interlink kind of as you go through the story, choosing to either play with a 4 that you really like, or seeing the early stages of every kind of character's journey, all late, hence the kind of name Octopath. And just getting into where they're heading in their lives. I mean, this is a unique art style. There's not particularly anything groundbreaking around this visually, but for me nowadays, into my later ages of kind of gaming, and something I've been doing for 25 plus years at least now, if I did my maths probably longer, it takes a lot for me to actually have seen a game that isn't necessarily like what I've seen before. And it's got me hooked. It's genuinely got me really, really enjoying kind of where some of these stories are kind of going and how they interlink with each other. And the most recent kind of high-profile RPG that I played that I really enjoyed was Baldur's Gate 3. I'm a huge Baldur's Gate fan, all the way back to the original. Played number 1 and number 2 far too many times. And that way, I don't know if it's just recently, but I feel like we've been in a bit of a golden age resurgence of RPGs with depth. You do have to sift through quite a lot of generic kind of, I'm going to save the world and I'm against everything. And so far in Octopath Traveller 2, I've not encountered any kind of saviour of the world kind of material. I mean, I'm playing my main as Temenos, a holy man, I suppose, with a sly sense of humour, questionable morals sometimes. And as you can see on the screen at the moment, like Oswald, who's basically been imprisoned at one point for crimes he didn't commit against his family. I mean, these are things that are really, really dense and deep, not kind of warrior saves the world. It's got so many systems in and features and interesting kind of takes on the genre. And I will definitely do another video on this when I'm kind of further in. I'm about 15 hours in so far, and I only have just got the last character unlocked, I suppose, is the best way to describe it, who can now be part of my team, or I can kind of choose to create the center stage of my story. And I do find myself ebbing and flowing kind of through different characters as I kind of go. I recently got a kind of samurai prince called Hikari, who I didn't think I would enjoy the story of, but actually has gone right to the top of current characters I want to explore. There's a lot, and I'm going to leave it there because I'm very conscious that I don't want to overdo on the rambling. I actually want to think a little more about my structured thoughts on this, and just thought I'd share at this kind of point where I've got and kind of where I'm leveling out with this game. I don't know if you've ever played it. Please do let me know if you have. I completely missed the first. It's not a game that I have encountered before. I didn't think I necessarily needed to kind of play the first. Maybe I should have. I read the reviews of number 2 and they said, oh look, just this is the first, but everything is better, bigger, more attractive, more satisfying, more enjoyable. Yeah, it's a good one, and I do really look forward to streaming this more and playing this more generally. I just think it's a hidden gem that maybe hasn't had the focus that it deserves. But do let me know. No kind of existential crisis videos today with my narration. Bit of a different one for me, but just trying to explore what I can do. And thanks for coming in and listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you want more on this game.